we're here.
You made it. I think we got it.
Okay.
Right on. You go ahead and sit down, and then I'll sit down.
There we go.
All right, cool. Yeah, that looks
Sweet.
good.
Looking good. So now,
Yeah.
because we should be able to see like who's hopping on and stuff, right?
Yeah, in a minute, it'll start showing up. So we're doing this obviously a little early.
Right. What are we at? 10, 9 minutes?
Yeah, you won't even show up for a few seconds. First time live.
Ever here at the channel. If you're here early, thanks so much. Leave comments and questions, and please be patient as we figure it out here.
Yeah, so if you refresh the whole page, should show up in a minute or two.
Live.
There you go,
So
right
click
there.
on this.
Yeah.
And then we should probably bring the volume
Look, you got
down.
people already.
Whoa, all this?
Oh, that's you. They saw it. Now you're going to want to turn the volume off of your laptop.
Bring that down.
There you
There we go. Awesome. Okay, so then, hey everybody, just give us a few minutes here. I'm hanging out with Dominic from Max Level EDC. Super excited to have him here, hanging out all week. We're wrapping up the week. We have been spending an awesome time together, just doing all sorts of different content, but going on hikes, your first ever, like above 10,000 feet, right? You've never been up that high before?
No, I've never, I decided to just go right for it.
Just go all in.
Just do it.
How do we get this so I can see it like you were seeing it, or is this the biggest we're going to be able to get the comments?
Now, this little part up here. Now, we're still trying to figure this out, so bear with us, guys. So this little thing, the IQ, kind of shoves all that down.
Got it.
I don't know if I can make it small. Oh, there we go.
So one thing that is hilarious,
And then
you
we'll
guys
go
are
all
gonna...
the way down for the comments so we can see it in real time.
Oh, it's at the bottom?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Ooh, I think I might have clicked something by accident. But yeah, you get the idea. So
did you delete this one by accident? Uh-oh. No, that's all right.
Oh.
If you got deleted, it wasn't on purpose.
Okay. It doesn't affect any.
Your comment, if we did. Howdy from Niagara Falls, Canada. You were just talking about that.
Yeah, no, we were discussing the. Actually, we could talk about the Smith blade because that's where it's being made.
Yes, that was a great conversation. I was like, I didn't even know about this thing until a buddy texted me, and then you brought it up. And guys, the whole point of today is just kind of hang out with you, share kind of our thoughts. We've had some really good conversations, and we would love to. Mother's first name or her hairstyle? We're already getting some crazy comments.
I mean, it's gonna happen. So
I love it. I love it. So yeah, feel free to ask questions. We're definitely gonna do a little bit of a question and answer.
We are gonna stay more on topic though,
Yeah.
as far as the genre. We're not gonna address other subjects for the most part.
Crazy stuff. We're gonna
no, and that's just.
So I mean, I think Well, what were we gonna say?
We were talking about this stuff in Niagara.
Yes.
And first of all, I don't think they planned on being one of the #1 Kickstarters ever.
Was it 7 million?
No, they broke 10.
10 million.
Yeah.
Sales for that.
And pretty much they thought they were going to sell mostly the Chinese-made variations.
Right. Why don't you back up for somebody who doesn't even? You set it up for us. For those who maybe don't know, the company or the YouTube channel really that does it. Right.
Yeah.
You set it up. You tell it. I'm gonna look at the comments. You kind of tell them the YouTube channel does a lot of wild stuff. Like has made a lightsaber, like a plasma saber, like whatever.
Yeah. So the channel is Hacksmith Industries.
Okay.
So they're out of Canada, and they use some really amazing engineering projects. Like they remade John Wick's.
You were telling me that.
Suit.
Right. Bulletproof
I love
suit.
that one.
Right.
I love that one. That was really cool. And they did like a real Iron Man suit, and they've done some crazy cool stuff. They made the lightsabers. That was what really put them.
Right.
And they have been developing a pocket multi-tool folding knife for a couple of years that they want for them, like engineers.
They're basically making it for themselves, but they're like, hey, you guys can get it on it too.
Sure. Now, I think initially they were planning on having it being made in China, and then have it OEM'd.
Right.
And there's some great OEMs there.
Yeah.
And then they realized they could do it themselves. So they might have set themselves up for an interesting situation because they said the top 2 tiers, or the standard and the pro, I guess,
Right.
are going to be made in-house in Canada.
Right. Right there in Niagara area.
And they thought, while doing that, the cheapest model would be the #1 seller.
Sure.
That's not what happened.
That's what anyone would think.
You would think.
Right.
That's not what happened at all.
I know, it's wild.
And in fact, it wasn't even the middle tier. It was the pro tier was like 80%. So what does that mean? It means that they bought like, I think 12 or 15 different CNC machines, and they're setting them up and gonna make them in Canada. So they went from being not a production place
to a production place
that can, and think about the future.
Right. That's what I was most excited about. It's
Yeah.
like you were showing me the tool. You know, the tool's crazy and very interesting. It has these really like, you know, has a level, right? And then like the blade locks in certain positions for like a protractor type of thing, and like all this different stuff. And it's like, that's awesome by itself. But what are you going to come up with next that now you can manufacture?
And when it comes to these guys, it could be
right. We all might have lightsabers before.
I mean, they might be the guy.
Right.
Yeah, they could be those people.
Plasma sabers would be, that even sounds cooler than lightsaber, plasma saber.
Yeah, they got it compact to a you know, they used to have a backpack,
right,
and they've got it so compact. They're really quite impressive. Their engineering skills are amazing. Anyway, so that's the Smith blade. I don't think they thought they were going to do as well as they did, but it just shows how when you already have built a community,
yeah,
what that can do when you go and build something exclusive on Kickstarter. It's wild, you know?
And that you just never know what's going to happen, and that's an exciting time. And that was even one thing that we were kind of talking about a little bit, is just how this is a very exciting time if you're into gear, EDC stuff, you know, like all that. It's just when I first started 15 years ago, you've been doing it for 7 now, almost 15 years. But I mean, it was a very different place, and now it's like there's so much uniqueness and just little things that companies are building on and building on top of, that we now have access to some of the wildest stuff.
I think for me, the thing that's changed is this idea that I'll just do it myself.
Yeah.
Smaller companies, like I think of some of these new custom knife guys. Alex Steingraber comes to mind, who decided, you know, I'm just going to do this myself. And now he's making his own folding knife design, his own way, learned all the techniques he needed. CNC machines have become accessible.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
And that's pretty awesome.
More accessible.
Now I see a lot of people coming in saying hello from different places. Thank you guys for coming and stopping in.
Thanks for hanging out with us, and really appreciate it.
Chicago, Seattle.
Yep, Phoenix. Those of you who are watching from other countries, so much appreciated. Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. So one thing that I've been just kind of thinking about as we were wrapping up this whole time is, one, being able to be open to that I don't know everything. You and I both came in going, I don't know everything by any means, and I want to learn. And for me, I've learned so much this week. I'm a total like tech dinosaur in many ways, and I know you've learned a lot. And I just feel like the desire to learn is something that we all need to have, you know, and I think a lot of us do, especially in this kind of community. But what do you feel like when at the end of this week of us hanging out, you know, we've talked like behind the scenes YouTube stuff and other social media things. We've talked actual like gear and equipment. We've talked, I mean, all kinds of stuff. How to start a business. We're going to do a video on that at some point. Like what is some of those highlights of like, what is your takeaway from this week?
Well, it's clear, even when you have 15 years of experience, because you're actually working all the time, making the content, there's not enough available to you to explore and understand all these other things that are available, such as we learned about shorts and
tons of stuff about that,
settings that involve with that, and using stickers, and these are things that I happen to pick up by accident, and now you're now able to glean, and vice versa. I mean, showing me some of the ways that you can use affiliate networks correctly. I mean, there's just so much to be gained from sharing.
And I think it's that part to me, and really being able to go, what are tools that already exist that maybe I don't know how to use well, but that you do, and your willingness to share that also is awesome. And that part also is just really exciting, that, you know, there aren't that many when we were talking about like maybe 50 or less, you know, like we would say bigger, YouTube channels like that, but we want more. We want to have more.
Hundreds is good.
Yeah, YouTube channels that are in this space, and a lot of people may think that that's not the case. It's reverse. That it's like, oh, everyone's upset when a new person comes onto the scene. It's like that is not the case at all.
Yeah, one of the things I had to learn as through investigation is you actually do better as a business if you're doing YouTube if everyone else in your genre is also doing better. The advertisers, they're more likely to spend the money, and that means more to share between all of us.
Right.
So it's good for another YouTuber to do very well.
Right.
And that's something we talked a little bit about.
And I think it's important too for like people, because that was news to me. I was like, I didn't even know that. But for years, when I would see, I've had like offline phone calls with people. They're like, hey man, I've been watching your channel and I've been thinking about starting a channel in that same space. I have some questions if you're willing to talk. I love having those conversations, trying to help, share any of the info that I've learned, and reciprocate. Like, hey, if you know something I don't, please tell me. To empower more people to get online and make and create content, regardless if it's in this space, or not.
Yeah, no, I mean, it doesn't matter what you plan on doing. I mean, we talk about creating, how much more fun it is to create than consume. And it has staying power. So it's kind of neat to be able to do this. You think at the end of a week, and we worked really hard. I mean, we killed ourselves the first day climbing the mountain. And then,
why don't you talk and just pause there for a second? Okay, so it was I'll set it up, and then I want you to share a little bit about your experience coming from Pennsylvania, flatlands, low altitude hills. You got hills, but you're
but I was in Virginia 3 months earlier. Yeah. That's about
Okay, so we were gonna do a hike because it's been years since he's been out here, and I had a couple ideas. I wanted to show him some really good passes and high altitude stuff, but I didn't want to kill him, obviously, and altitude sickness is a real thing, and so. The path we were planning when we got there, we started at about 10,000 feet, was like a dirt road. And so we were like, okay, that's kind of boring. I said, well, there's a trail. It's about 2.5 miles. We can try and see if we can bushwhack around. What do you want to do? You were just like, let's do the trail. I was very proud of you as somebody who takes people up in the mountains. I'm like, dude, I'm not hazing you. This was not on purpose, but we ended up doing a trail that in 2.2 miles, we went over 1,000 feet of elevation up to about 11.
It was mostly just hills.
Yeah, and it was like...
I didn't embarrass myself completely. I certainly got a slice of humble pie, but not in a way that was like, someone's going to have to get me with a helicopter.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank God. So I'm very appreciative, and it was a beautiful hike, and we got to hang out at the lake. So all good.
Yeah, totally worth it. Let's just see here. We're just checking out the comments here a little bit.
Yeah, so it's been a really cool week. We've gotten a lot of content. You would think after all that time and running through that we'd be exhausted. But you know what it is? Because we realized that there's something we haven't yet taken care of. Like, there's more to be gained. Like, next week, I'm excited for next week. New stuff.
Right, yeah. I mean, it really jump-started, and we were talking about this up in the office earlier, that it when you spend time with someone like you and I have, it really jump-starts when maybe you feel, and there are moments, like with anything, you may think, when you guys watch the videos, regardless if you're watching Max Level EDC or Gideonstactical, it's like, man, that's got to be the best job ever, and it is amazing. I mean, we are so radically blessed. But like anything, there are moments where you're like, man, this last month has felt really mundane, or just kind of really not exciting anymore. And it's like, how do you press through that? And one of the best ways, there's many ways to get through that hump, but is to connect with people, and it engages and re-excites you to go, oh, I can do this.
You find new directions.
Yeah, totally.
And also, like, the problem with doing this is the job is not 8 hours this day. It's 60 hours over 7. And it's very different.
Yeah.
It's hard to shut off.
It is very hard to shut off. I'm sure your wife feels the same. I know my wife feels the same. That it's like,
they're very patient people.
They're very patient, but there are times where it's like, it's 5 p.m. or something, and like dinner's not ready, and I'm scrolling, and it would appear that I am just being a worthless piece of whatever and just scrolling. But it's like, no, I'm on some knife, web thing, and I am like researching tomorrow's video that I'm doing.
My wife goes, are you working?
Right. So it's like, and that can be something that's very easy. Now, this is what's cool, and I'm curious for you, because this is how I feel. Is I knew like out of high school that I was not going to, whatever job I did, me sitting in a cubicle 9 to 5 was not going to work for me.
Well, I knew that, but I also knew I wanted to do science. I actually have a biochemistry degree.
Yeah, you told me that is wild.
Yeah, I have a biochemistry degree. I worked in
Smart guy.
pharmaceuticals, toxicology, and precious metal refining.
That part is sick.
Which was wild.
Yeah, that is super
That's some
cool.
very colorful chemistry.
What is it like when you? What's the when you're messing with metals, but then you're also trying to do like weird, like not magic, but
so
like
industrial.
what is that called?
I'll just briefly break it down. So industrial processes have leftover refuse, usually in powder form.
Alchemy. I'm thinking of alchemy.
It is kind of like that. It's kind of like that. True. I'm not kidding. And so what they need to do is they take this powder and they have to break it down into the precious metals that include rhodium and palladium and all the platinum group metals.
Right.
And you have to determine how much is in there, and we pay them ahead. So we have to very carefully determine the concentration of that huge, many-ton volume of powder. And we could screw ourselves, because if we underplay it or overplay it, and we actually don't have that much in there,
right.
It was a really big problem.
Right.
But no, it's a wild thing to do.
Yeah. And so kind of circling back to that, like what's interesting and what I liked and what I like about doing what we do is that yes, there are moments like any job where you have like a deadline and you're working late and doing stuff, and that happens, where it's like I wake up early, I go drive 3 hours round trip, I do a whole day of hiking and filming, and then I come home and I got to edit until like 9 p.m. So it's like a 12-hour day, or whatever that I'm doing. But then there are other days, and I like this part where it's like I might get up, do my morning routine, but then I'm going to work for 2 hours, and then I'm going to take a little block, do something with the kid, like, oh, the kids need to be dropped off, or we're going to go to the park.
It's a real gift. It is a real gift.
And then come back, work in the afternoon, take a break for dinner, do some stuff with the family, and then I'm going to work till 10 p.m. And I have the ability to kind of like, I'm still putting in 8 hours or something, but I'm Tetrising it out throughout the day. You're smiling. What?
I was joking. I was thinking about, we were talking about how you introduce yourself.
Yes.
Because like, my mother has always said, you're president of your company. I say, I'm the president of my company. I'm like, yeah, that's true. But otherwise, I don't know how to describe. I could say I'm a business owner, but it's really hard to explain what that means when you work and do what we do. Because it's actually putting on 1,000 hats. You have to market yourself. You have to communicate. You have to set up meetings. It's a wild time.
Yeah, everything. You have to do.
But
you have to do it
I
all.
love it.
Yeah, it's great. And we were talking about this. It's like, if God forbid something happens and just like the channel is gone tomorrow, the stuff that you and I have learned through these years are transferable in so many different areas of life.
Tons. Absolutely.
Which is awesome.
Now we are reading through and briefly looking at the comments, just so you guys know too. Obviously, you can still post comments to the actual video as well as the live. So if something didn't get answered, we'll come back around to answering those. And I'll also look, even though it's on his channel, I'll come back and take a look.
Like that? How can I respond to some of these, or just like some of these I could just like type?
Yeah, before I touch things,
boom, delete.
Well, this is your first live.
Could happen.
Figuring it out.
Could happen.
We just don't want to accidentally not go live.
Opinel number 8. I finally just got that. I'm just going to read some of these out loud that I'm seeing. That's awesome.
It's a classic, Gary.
Yeah.
The Opinel number 8. You go back to like the early era of YouTube, and you look at these videos of like testing the Opinel versus blank or what.
Right. Well, and I think it's one of the first locking pocket knives of all time.
Oh, I have no idea.
I believe it was like late 1800s when it's French when they came up with that locking collar. So it's kind of the.
I don't know.
I want to double check that.
It's a cool knife.
It's one of the first like ever, like that company coming up with all of that. So. And
the number 8 is a classic.
Yes.
Now I like the number 12 because it's ridiculous.
Is that one the like giant, like samurai sword looking thing?
Yeah, it's what it looks like, a folding machete.
I saw somebody make a comment here that I wanted to respond to if I could. Hey, Matt, thanks. I'm glad that you like the Grip 6 belts. I still, like, years later, still wear mine.
They're excellent.
Love them. Love those. And did you ever go, I got the opportunity when we were RVing to go into their factory.
No.
And they did a whole tour with me.
I'm actually wearing Grip 6 socks right now.
Dude, yeah, me too.
They didn't send them to me. Those are the ones I bought.
Like, the process is amazing and doing all that stuff here in the States. What do we
Oh,
got
does it
here?
really? Well, that's wild,
Oh,
Tyler. Yeah, you said
what?
that number 12 comes with a ferro rod and whistle
Oh,
in the
that's
handle.
cool.
Really? That must be new.
I just got the K-Bar Stabby with Lucas Carroll handle scale, so stay tuned. That is going to absolutely be happening soon.
Oh, that's the knife. Okay.
Yeah,
That thing's wild.
Benjamin. We'll definitely be doing that for sure. Awesome. Okay, yeah, the ferro rod. Okay, sweet.
So, I mean, we covered a lot of ground. And I think the biggest thing is learning, yes, you will have more shorts, but we now learned how not to bombard you with those shorts. So,
yes. Do you want me to?
You can say
why not? So for maybe other YouTubers who are watching, that there's a way on shorts to, depending on the content, because some I want you guys as subscribers to see, but there are others that maybe it's on a topic I've touched on 3 times in long format, and you're like, I got it, I don't need more info about this, that we can actually, in the upload settings, send it to non-subscribers, so people who have never
so people who have not seen anything. Yeah.
Right, which is cool, and is kind of like fishing in a different pond. I'm just imagining.
I think the most important thing is when you're, especially because at one point I was doing 5 videos a week.
Shorts?
No, full length.
Oh my God.
At one point I was doing on average 7. I had a couple of months where I uploaded 39 videos.
Golly.
And people were like, it's already too much, and then you're tacking onto it shorts.
Right.
I wish I had known about and it only works if you upload that short on the computer, which is so frustrating. It's not on the
YouTube. Please
app.
fix that. It's like you have to go back and forth on your phone and on the desktop like 3 times to do that. But anyway,
maybe stop.
Let's see here. We'll do that in some different stuff possibly. Matt will answer that question a little bit later. Maybe we're about to wrap up here, I think. Oh, nice. We got somebody from Scotland. That's awesome.
It's really cool. This is one of the nice things about doing a live. You get to interact directly with
Jeff
people who don't really
Winkle.
Get to do it.
I gotta tell you, shout out to you, man. He's been with us a long time, supports in many, many ways. Awesome. Shout out to you, man. And all you guys are amazing. That support both Dominic and the Gideonstactical is just amazing.
I haven't, Benjamin.
What is this? About a guy that makes custom kind of sheath called Yellow. Sure.
I mean, there's so many great
tons,
custom knife sheath makers, I should say.
Yeah. There's great stuff out there. I don't know. Do you got anything else? Any last thoughts of your trip out here? I mean, I'm in my environment. You came in and visited. So, any other thoughts? Anything else for you?
No, I mean, I feel re-energized after that to be able to explore things that I haven't yet done. Now, I would like to do something like this again. Maybe you guys, maybe you come over to my side of the pond.
Yep.
And these are so much fun.
Yeah, and it just gives life, and
it just gets you get into this consistency that it's like being creative is difficult when you're doing it all the time the same way.
You got to keep that one ball. It's basically like a basketball. Like you got to keep that ball spinning, and then you want to be creative. I mean, that's why you and I started these channels is for creativity and to help people. And you got that ball spinning, but now it's like, okay, but I still want to be creative and start something new. I got this process, and now I got to try and start another ball to be creative in a new way, to do something different. And I'm always wanting to do this, but you're also having to try and do this and keep it going at the same time.
Right. And what you can do on this is, in the future, if I'm in Pennsylvania, you're here in Denver, we can have a discussion from two different locations, and you can start doing lives like that, which will be kind of fun.
We will definitely be doing this more often when we're all not with even us coming to each other's place. I'm just saying just lives.
Oh yeah, distance.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Distant over.
And I think this has also inspired me to. We were talking about how important it is for new blood.
Yeah.
I'm going to start finding the channels that are kicking off between 0 and 10,000 views, and I'm going to have them on to kind of introduce themselves to the whole genre.
The picture, I mean, it's a very famous it's a silhouette, but just of people climbing a mountain, and the person on the peak is pulling the guy up.
The next guy and the next guy.
That's what you and I want to do.
That's what you got to do.
Sure. Totally. So I think that's it, guys. Really appreciate you hanging for this very first ever live stream here on Gideonstactical. Definitely will not be the last, and you'll definitely see Dominic and I hanging out and chatting from time to time, and just sharing our thoughts on everything. So,
yeah.
What do you say when you sign off?
Oh, just thank you for your time, and we'll talk again soon.
Awesome. Stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you guys out there.
Now you got to go over
Oh,
here and
man.
hit. Yeah, you got to go do it from here.